Hey, I'm Skylar Pond. I'm a sports medicine chiropractor. I'm the owner of Excellence Chiropractic here. Friends of mine at the Old Country Barbell Club at the Morgan Junction CrossFit have asked me to do a little demonstration video to help people open up their quads, IT bands, and avoid knee pain when they're starting to get strong beginning a barbell program. What people typically do is they'll use foam bands and lacrosse balls. So that's what I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you alternatives to the kinds of things that I do here in clinic. Basically, the way I think about your quads, I think of it as 4 muscles. It's your vastus medialis, lateralis, intermedialis, and your rectus femoris. I think of them like layers. What we want to make sure is happening in here, that all these layers are gliding independently. So let's see how we can use these tools to make sure that happens, and that'll avoid your knee pain that you're experiencing. Okay, so first tool we'll go over is how you use these bands that you've seen people using in CrossFit gyms. Basically, this is just going to apply compression. That's great because if you apply this compression while the muscle's at a lengthened state, a shortened state, and then you lengthen it, you're going to effectively produce pin and stretch. That's what you're after here. So you can do this in any capacity you want, as long as you get this on good and tight in a relaxed position with your knee extended, and then you put it through a flexed position. Then you're going to get those layers gliding past each other while they're pinched in place, and that will create the release that you want. So I've had people in the past have a lot of success simply by emulating whatever movement it is that gives them troubles, such as squat and rise, a lunge, a side lunge, what have you. One thing that's would be a good idea to try out if you haven't tried it yet and you're experiencing this kind of knee pain is to try a duck walk. So all that is bringing your knee into full end range flexion with your body weight on top of it. You could band up one or both knees, walk around for 10-20 seconds, pop this off before it constricts any blood flow. All right, so let's have a look at how to use the pull-up bands and the foam roller to get a pin and stretch happening too. So one thing you can do, like you've seen lots of people do with the foam roller, they climb on, they just kind of roll around until it hurts. If you want that to be more therapeutic, once you find that place that's sticky, you work through a range of motion, and that's going to get those elements gliding like we're trying to do. Okay? If you want to get that to be a little bit more therapeutic still, put an element of contract relax on that by banding off your foot, finding that sticky, painful spot, contracting into it. So I'm extending my knee, and I'm pushing my leg down into the roller, and then you relax, fall through, pull through. Cycle through that about 5 times, and that'd be pretty therapeutic for disrupting whatever it is that's binding those layers together. I'm going to show you 2 more things. One would be an upright version of that. You've probably done this kind of a hip opening stretch before, right? It's great for your psoas. Well, your rectus femoris is a hip flexor just like your psoas is, so if you're trying to open up your quads, you should do this one as well. You can get down to that same psoas stretch you usually do, pull through to get flexion, end range flexion out of your knee, and then contract, relax out of that. Okay. Next I want to talk to you a little bit about your iliotibial band. You've probably tried watching a few videos online before and used foam roller, and that is pretty effective because iliotibial band doesn't actually stretch very much, no matter how much you try. So compression of your iliotibial band is actually a pretty effective way to get something done. You're probably tired of doing that though, because there's not a lot of alternatives. So I've been experimenting a little bit for you, and I've come up with a couple more ways to do it. One is to do a windmill and then just apply the pressure directly on your tensor fasciae lata and iliotibial band while you do a windmill. You use large ball, small ball, it doesn't really matter. But the contact point we're looking at is right between your tibia and your iliac crest. Just like with the foam roller, you're just going to find the place that's giving you pain problems. Get pressure on that, camp out there, and then the windmill. You point your toe away from the wall, get your arm up, drive your hip back into the side, and you come down your body. And now I've got this ball pressed right into my iliotibial band, or my tensor fasciae lata, depending on where I started, and then I'm just going to rock back and forth on it. Now I've got a bit of a cross fiber friction happening on that tissue. This is a great shoulder stability move, and it's different from a foam roller. A foam roller is always just going with the grain of the material. This is a cross fiber friction, so it can get a different therapeutic effect.